Bradley timepiece. Now, it happens often that we get asked, why don't we review more watches in the couple $100 price segment? And actually we do. We just nowadays only do it when we think it's something new and something interesting and something that we believe is worth your time, your attention, and possibly even even part of your budget. And the Leon Bradley is definitely, I feel, is one of these watches because it's just such an interesting design and an interesting concept, and also there's if I can say that, a touching story behind it. So Eon is a US-based design company, and they designed this watch for, and this design was inspired by a guy named Brad Snyder, and he's an ex-naval officer, and he lost his eyesight in an explosion in 2011 in Afghanistan, and a year later he went on to win gold and silver medals in swimming at the 2012 Paralympics in London, and all these achievements at the Olympics and the way that he just carried on and pushed forward inspired the guys at Eon, and so they set out to create a watch that could be used by the visually impaired, and the Eon Bradley was born. And as you can see here, this is a watch without a sapphire crystal or traditional watch hands even. So what you have here instead is an open dial with the indices and two little ball bearings. So the one on top is for the minutes, and the one on the periphery of the titanium case is for the hours. So what happens is when you are setting the time, you get the idea that how it works. Two little magnets carry these balls around, and that's how you read the time. You can just put your finger on it, and after some practice, you can tell the time without even looking at it. And so this is an ideal watch for the visually impaired. And overall, I think it's just such a stellar design and something that would really work well as an everyday watch for basically everyone. The case is 40 millimeters wide and 11.5 millimeters thick, and all of the Eon Bradley watches come with a titanium case. So I have two versions here. This one is on the steel mesh bracelet, and there's another one here on this really cool looking, arguably a little bit more feminine textile strap. There are a bunch of other options. There are ones with different colored indices and different colored straps, and you really can customize this watch, and as you can see here, you can change the strap easily. So it's a great fashion watch if you like, if you want to look at it this way, but it has so much more going for it that I just really don't feel like calling it just that, because I think it's such a great design. I wouldn't call it just simply a fashion watch. The packaging is unusually nice for the price point as well. I would just open it up just so that you see that you really do get like a complete package here, so to speak. I really like what they have done here. So you see the braille writing on here, and everything is written with braille writing as well, just so that you can even the visually impaired can read the instructions and whatnot. So putting it on the wrist, because before I forget it, you should definitely see how it wears. At 40 millimeters wide, it's relatively small and comfortable, and it's good for everyday wear. I don't think this design would look terribly great if it was larger than that. But as you can see here, it's perfect. It's arguably a unisex design depending on the strap that you're using. And reading the time is really easy. I mean, you don't really see the hours that easily. You have to rotate it a little bit, but the minutes is always right there in front of you. And what I really like is if the watch gets caught on something, or you just touch it in a way that you remove this little ball from the magnet, you just flick your wrist and it goes right back in there. So this actually could be a good game, like on the subway or whenever when you're bored. Just to have this little thing. I don't think I will stop playing around with it because it's just fun. And yeah, but that's just a fun element of it. But overall, I think it's just a really cool design, and the price point isn't crazy either. The one on the steel mesh bracelet is it retails for $285 US, and the one on the textile strap is retailing for $299 US. And you can see the full review on the blog.
ZipStitch, surgical quality design. Trusted by top hospitals for years, Zip wound closure technology is now available without a prescription. ZipStitch is secured on both sides of your wound with two 1.5-inch strips of a unique hydrocolloid pressure-sensitive adhesive, engineered to last for up to 7 days when placed on clean and dry skin. 4 zip ties made of medical-grade polymer material connect the two adhesives, providing micro-adjustable wound closing capability. These ties allow you to securely close wounds without needles and stitches. ZipStitch's zip ties are very easy to handle and control. Multiple zip ties allow you to adjust the pulling force across the length of the wound for just the right amount of closure at all parts of the wound. The micro-adjustable zip ties put you in complete control of the closure. This precision protects your wound from forces that contribute to increased scarring. Zip's uniform force distribution also reduces the compression on both sides of the wound to help maintain healthy blood flow, critical to healing and scar minimization. ZipStitch acts as a scaffold or cage around the wound, isolating and protecting the wound from movement that can pull on the wound and disrupt healing. Zip technology is 8 times stronger than stitches. ZipStitch is a great new option for your first aid kit. A major upgrade versus butterfly and strip closures that are basically just strips of tape. A non-invasive solution you can use anywhere when you can't get to an ER for stitches. So, if you can't stitch it, zip it.